medium. Well, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Pearls of Wisdom podcast. And we are so lucky to have a return guest this time. I love this lady to bits. Since we've connected, she is so very, very special. I'd like to introduce you to the spirit medium, Kate Winters, teacher, leader, and spiritual strategist. I hope I've got that right, Kate. Great to have you back with us. Would you like to share? People might have picked up there's a slightly different title here. Would you like to share some background on that?
First of all, Pearl, thank you so much for inviting me back. It's a real pleasure to be here. And some of your listeners contacted me after the last podcast, and what lovely energy you attract into your show. So thank you for having me again. Yes, I have added the spiritual strategist because I realized that as I've been crafting my one-to-one offer, where my one-to-one offer is teaching individuals the skills, all the skills that I have, all the knowledge that I have, all the spiritual knowledge, all the science that backs it up, but also looking at a wellness package as well, because the way that I keep myself on point, I've got a little routine. I have certain supplements that I take, and I thought this all needs to be built in, because I'm going to be offering people a 10-week. It's not going to be a journey. It's going to be an adventure, right? It's 10-week spiritual adventure, and I'm going to give whoever takes part everything, all of it, so that they'll be able to go out and work in the same way that I do. And then I realized that actually within this package, I thought, right, we're going to have to understand where someone's starting from, because it's really important to see the student mediums as a whole person, and see the human part of them as well. So I thought I'm going to be offering within the price a reading session with me, so that we can look at the subconscious, we can look at the conscious, we can look at where the blocks are, where the energy blocks are, money blocks, client blocks, health blocks, wealth blocks, all of it. So that we can then have a look at how we're going to take those out. So even if because the people that are going to be doing this course aren't necessarily going to be, it's not just for mediums. It's not for people who are necessarily who are going to be budding mediums, because it's going to be for business owners, healers, people with spiritual businesses. So it's really important to have a look at everything that's going on within the energy system, so that as they're going through this process, they get the absolute maximum that they can for this in the area that they have chosen to apply it to. Because as I've been looking at, I've been doing a lot of soul searching myself, and what my message to the world really is, and it is that every single person on the planet is a medium, right? And I thought, with this in mind, you need to have a look at the spiritual strategy for each person, so that this isn't just a blanket course. This is kind of almost sort of, we've got the core parts, but we'll have other bits that are going to be tailor-made to the people that come in, so they get the absolute best from it. Apply it to either business, personal life, money, or relationships. And when they're applying it to that and learning, they'll see those areas opening up as well. And then, of course, after the course, they will have all of the skills, which means that they'll be able to take it into other areas of their lives as well. And this course is really for really up-leveling your business and truly elevating your personal life and your family life as well.
Oh, this sounds fantastic.
Oh,
How many times do we say when I'm talking with you, I am getting goosebumps? Just what you're sharing, it just sounds perfection. It really does exactly
thank
what
you.
people want in different levels of
Thank
their
you.
life. If they're looking for business, if they're looking to grow in their personal life, you are going to cover all of this. And I'd say to the
Yes.
listeners, once again, we've got gold dust here, so make sure you contact Kate, you make sure that you connect and get on there, because I know that once we start sharing this, everyone's going to want a piece of this, so make sure you jump in quickly. So Kate, can you expand on any more of this?
Yes, I'm actually looking for 4 people. There's going to be 4 spots only, 4 places only, so that because it is based on my Becoming Super Psychic course, and I've had amazing reviews for that, because this cuts the development time down to, I mean, in 10 weeks you're going to get amazing breakthroughs, amazing results. You're going to feel so connected, and it's because within this course, we look at the medium as a whole. We're blending spirit and science. We're blending human and spirit, and this is really important. This is the key to getting out of stages 5 and 6 within the stages of 5 and 6 in spiritual development, because a lot of people go through the first stages where they start noticing signs, and then they start acting on it, then they start learning, and then they kind of bounce between the stage 5 and 6, which is where you kind of feeling like 1 minute you feel that you're getting stuff right, and then you feel that you're not, and you feel like you kind of plateaued, and it's because the human element of the medium hasn't been looked at. And there are a lot of reasons why spiritual development plateaus. And a lot of the time, it's got absolutely nothing to do with the spiritual connection of the medium. It's to do with self-esteem. It's to do with self-love. It's to do with the empath personality that a lot of mediums have. So all of these need to be looked at and addressed. But also, I teach the way to truly master meditation, and those are the building blocks. Now, you need to understand the science behind meditation, because you need to know which meditation is best for you, because you need to know whether, like, think about with your visual, or whether you struggle with visual meditation. And if you do, the transcendental meditation is the best one to get you right into that space. Having said that, there is a lot of myths, I suppose you'd call them, right? Because and all this is covered in the course as well. And this is the science behind mediumship, because a lot of people think that they're not visual, right? But every single person on the planet is visual. Okay, this is why mediumship and developed mediumship and psychic skills are your birthright. Like they are key elements to a happy life. It doesn't matter what you want, whether you want health, wealth, relationships, better business, leave a legacy, whatever it is that you truly want. The key to it is developed meditation, developed mediumship, and developed psychic skill, because those are the keys to how you get to because you will be connected to every single answer that you could ever want or need, which takes away all self-doubt. It takes away fear. With this course, you have an understanding of how your subconscious mind could be battling against you. Okay, so it takes away the mental conflict. So there's a lot of like I said, myth busting in this, because what it's doing, this course will give you absolute clarity on what's going on inside your brain. You'll understand your brain patterns. You will understand how to open the third eye. I think on the last show, I explained that the penal gland is not between the eyebrows. It's at the top of the brain, at the top of the brainstem. But because a lot of people who don't use this skill naturally put their attention in the front of their head, they are then putting their attention where the pituitary gland is, which is creating a stress hormone. When you've got cortisol and you've got adrenaline running around your system, it will take your brain pattern from the alpha state, which is the state that you need to be in to be linking to spirit and gathering your answers. It will take it up to a high state of beta, which means that it will block the imagery that is between the eyebrows. So if you can take the energy up and down the spinal column, activating the penal gland, because the energy will come up and down the spinal column. As it comes up, it will press the crystals that are in the penal gland, and it is then that the information is processed and you see the imagery in the front of your head. It is not where the gland's located. And it's information like this that cuts your development time. It stops you wandering around in a fog. The other brilliant example of a bit of deep understanding but very simple is people come to me and they say, I can't meditate, I fall asleep, I'm too tired, I'm too stressed, I'm too this, and I ask them, how are you meditating? And they'll say that they're lay down, or they'll say that they put themselves into a position that they get in when they're going to sleep. Well, even though it seems quite plausible to go, oh well, yeah, well, you're going to go to sleep, aren't you? But we need to understand why, right? Because it brings clarity. Now, if you lie down for your meditation, the synaptic connections in your brain are firing and wiring together and going, he wants to go to sleep. He wants to go to sleep, because your brain will always do what it thinks you want it to do. So it believes that you've told it that you want to be going to sleep, because these synaptic connections are firing together, that fire together when you are in that particular position. Okay, this is why you end up going to sleep. So you need to put yourself into a position that you don't normally sleep in. So when we're putting the whole package together, there's lots of stuff like that in it. Okay, there's a lot of deep understanding of self, which is really, really important, because it's really important to understand where you're starting from, because you can't get to where you're going until you know exactly where you are right now. And that is when the magic happens, the transformation happens, and suddenly you are so connected to everything and all the vibration that is all around you. So the other thing is understanding where your information is coming from, right? When we look at the spiritual side of it, because when you work psychically, people put psychic medium together, right, the words together, but they are two very different ways of working. Now, when you work psychically, you gather information from the air around you, because all around us is vibration. Within the vibration is frequency, and within the frequency is the information that we want to access. So when you're gathering information from either the air around you or from a person, it's really important that you know where you're getting the information from, because when we are linking to spirit, we are receiving information and not gathering it. Now, when you link your energy with somebody else's energy, you may believe that you say if somebody wanted to have a baby, if you linked with them, because our brains and our thoughts are energy, every single energy, which is thought, is still held in the energy system. So as a medium, as a psychic, sorry, if you're working psychically, it's very important that you know when you've connected in to the aura and you're collecting information from there, because that only has information about the present time and about the past. It doesn't have information about what is going to happen in the future. So you get to know all about that so that you understand exactly what you're doing, because as soon as you know what you're doing, the doing it becomes so much easier. So, and there's lots of different areas like that. I've got so much scientific stuff that comes in, and it sounds like it's going to be like really heavy and hard to understand. It's really not. It just makes everything so clear and so easy. And like I said, this is everyone's birthright, and we all have the ability to do this. And some people are going to want to go to mediums, right, because of where they are on their human experience, and that's absolutely fine, right? But my message to the world is for everyone to know that they can access this, and everyone can do this. And as soon as you explain to even people that say, oh, I don't believe in that stuff, you explain what your brain is doing, what your energy system is doing, right? And you tell them that they have the ability to do it too. Suddenly, you don't get any naysayers at all. People start to realize that this is who they are. And this is the gateway to achieving your dreams. It's the gateway to being who you want to be, without all the nonsense that's going around your subconscious that tells you that you're not enough, that you can't do it, that somebody else is better than you. It just negates all of it. And just coming to, is it all right for me to mention my my three reading package, as I've just said?
By all means, everyone loves what you share. If you can give us as much knowledge as you feel drawn to share with us, you go ahead, and we will put everything in the description as well.
Thank you, Pearl. Yeah, in terms of like the transformation, I realised that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love doing single readings, but they are my readings, like my guides they'll show you what is there for you, like what you can really do, not what your subconscious says you think you can do, right? They'll tell you, and they will uplift you, and they will motivate, they will inspire, and you will realise how amazing and strong that you actually are. But what I realised was, is that Spirit are giving people plans to achieve their dreams. They'll show them what they can do, right? They'll tell them what's there, and then they'll give them a plan. And then people come off, and they're always feeling, they can feel the spirit. They can feel the feeling of the spirit world, which is bliss, it's calm, it's relaxation, it's beauty, it's total self-belief, right? And they'll come off the readings having that feeling. And I thought, I wonder how many people actually kind of carry on and implement the plan, because everybody is so connected in that as soon as you drop the energy, I thought, perhaps we need to have a look at this. Because the people that I work with, a lot of them are struggling with self-doubt, or they have businesses that need to be elevated, and they feel that they're kind of struggling against glass ceilings, and and there's a bit of mental conflict. So especially, I mean, for healers that want to elevate their business and learn mediumship as well, so they've got a massive bolt onto their business. I have a lot of people coming through that are really adding this element to their business. So in terms of the transformation, for those people that would rather go to a medium than learn the skills. I'm offering a bundle, a transformational bundle, where you get 3 readings, and Spirit give you all of that soul nourishment. They give you, and you know, and it's exciting and it is fun, and you feel your strength within these readings. But now what the bundle will do is there is another 2 readings so that you can really keep on track. So we'll meet in a couple of weeks, see how you're getting on. It'll keep you on track with everything, so that you see transformation in your business, in your psychic development, in your relationships, in your possibly low mood, because this absolutely elevates people's moods, and suddenly they realise that they don't really need to be talking about their problems anymore, and that their anxiety is lessened because they have a deep scientific understanding of it, that their depression has lessened because they suddenly feel that they've got a direction, they've got a purpose. And this, I mean, for those people that have kind of feel like they're just, you know, sort of, like they're sort of tumbleweeding, you know, through life, it is amazing to help people to give, because you see people shine. So there is a massive progression from the first reading to the third. So that's for those that would prefer a reading, but ultimately the one-to-one package, I have got Becoming Super Psychic in a group, but my main aim really, and my message, is to be giving everything I've got, all my knowledge, all my skills, everything, to whoever it is that wants to seriously up-level their lives, because this is what it did for me. My guides, I've been a guinea pig for becoming super psychic, and you know what? My whole life changed. I was sat in a development circle for a long time, different circles for a long time, and I never felt good enough. I was always battling my mind, and it wasn't because anybody had told me I was a rubbish medium or anything like that. It was the human part of me. I didn't understand what my mind was supposed to be doing. I didn't know if I was meditating or not. You know, my mind was trying to work out what I was going to have for tea, because I was seriously bored, because I couldn't work out like whether I was doing it or not. Because when you meditate, no one can tell you if you're meditating, can they? Because it's your own feeling. So to understand the science behind that, you then know when you're meditating. And that in itself just kind of opens everything up. And I was kind of guided to these different areas, and like self-esteem work. I was guided to a lot of us have a massive brain fog, you know, clearing the brain fog, realizing that it was nothing to do with my spiritual connection. It's because my brain was clouded with different thoughts, emotions, you know, stuff I was putting into my body, all kinds of stuff. And you know what? My development just went off the scale in a matter of, like, I mean, God, it was weeks. You know, I couldn't believe it. That's how I know that this 10-week course is going to give everybody all the skills that they're going to need. They will still need to practice them afterwards, but they're going to be secure in what they're doing. And do you know what? It didn't just change my spiritual development. It changed my bank account. It changed my business. It changed my self-confidence. It changed my relationships. It just went boom. And I was like, oh my God, this is so incredible. And I'm just going to give everything that I have to everybody else, because I feel incredibly lucky and very humble to have been through this process, and I can't wait to share it with others, because I know how life-changing it actually is. So yeah, so that's kind of the one-to-one and the transformational readings. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. There is going to be a manifesting. There is a manifesting course I do as well, because I'd realised through this period of soul searching that I've been doing that we're all trying to manifest in the same way, and there's lots of different, you know, different quirks and stuff, and actually people are different. But and so I found the shortest, quickest, most on point way that will suit everybody, because I looked at the mind and the energy system and the backstories as well, so that there isn't the resistance that is built into the course, right? So not only will you be manifesting clients, money, better relationships, you can manifest your mediumship. And this is absolutely like boom. I started manifesting my mediumship as well, and it was just I'd never heard of it before. And when these skills became so honed, I also realized how deeply I was working through my imagination. Now it's this layer that gives you the most rounded reading that you can ever possibly give. Right, so if you're blending psychic skill, you're blending your psychic ability, so you're gathering all your information, but you've also got your link to spirit. You're understanding the subconscious mind of somebody in front of you. You're understanding the energetical blocks, and you know how to get rid of those. We don't need those. Yeah, there are many blocks. Oh, no. Yeah, that, and you know where you're gathering the information from. You get used to processing it in a way that you put all these bits together, and you can see all these synchronicities and all these similarities. You're not just reading something reading like a card that has somebody else's meaning on it, but your sitter or your client will feel so ultimately connected to you, and they can feel the energy flowing through you, that is how you connect so deeply with your sitter or your client, if you are in terms of being medium and a healer. I'll come up for air now.
This has been fantastic. The amount of downloads that I've taken from this. I mean, if I can just share some of the aha moments that I've picked up, and from things that you'd said from the earlier podcast, I really picked up about the third eye thing. Because when we all went into COVID, and people that are listening, hopefully in 6 months, 8 months time, we suddenly think, well, what was COVID? But currently we're still in it, and we're still in lockdown. And I kept getting this tickly itch in the back of my throat. And the first thing my mind was thinking, is it COVID? Have I got it? Have I got it? And then when you explained about that, and I suddenly thought, is it my third eye opening because it's the back of my throat? Because I thought it was my throat chakra. But anyone that's watching my journey currently, the energy is just gone off the charts, and it really feels, I think it was my third eye opening. I'm getting goosebumps and chills as I'm sharing it. And then from there, I mean, I talk about the S word, synchronicity, and I get so many synchronicities from what you've said. When you spoke about meditation, I always used to do, I have my routines. I'd wake up in the morning, first thing I'd do, headphones on with the meditation. I have the same meditation I listen to, but I used to stay in bed, and I'd sit up, but I'd feel that I'd fall asleep. I've completely moved my bedroom around, so when I wake up, headphones on, I go and sit in a specific corner and I meditate. And again, the downloads, the way I've moved from there is just phenomenal, and something I don't think I've ever shared with anyone else, but I feel I can share with you, because my law of attraction journey is growing. I've always looked at, I can now connect to my spirit guides, and I didn't think I'd had them. I've even got names. Sebastian I connected to first, and then there's a lady called Josephine that's come in, and I'm getting, I've got tingles and everything when I'm talking about it. And I've got to the stage now when I meditate, or when I'm thinking of something, I feel someone putting their hand on my back, and I've gone all goosey saying that. Now that's listening to you and what all your services offer, and just the knowledge is just phenomenal. And just from listening and what you've shared, those 3 things have suddenly slotted into place, and I thought that's why, and it's just great. And I just want to say thank you.
Do you know what? You're welcome. It absolutely lights me up unbelievably to be helping people on their spiritual, and it's not, and I'm not using the word journey, I'm going to adventures, your spiritual adventures, because to be able to help people to have these aha moments, and it is to do with a lot of what is going on inside the mind, to understanding the brain. This is what my life's purpose is. And there was a lot of there's been a lot of kind of talk that everyone's psychic, but not everyone is a medium, right? It's just not true. Every single person is a medium. And do you know what? These skills, you can apply them to every single area of your life. My guides are my absolute best friends. They are my confidants. I was asked yesterday, what do you talk to your guides about? It's like, right, if you want to really cement your relationships with your guides, right, know that they don't come from somewhere, even though we think they do. The vibration of who they are is all around us, right? Because when you look at quantum physics, right, where this is quite sort of quite new, sort of cutting edge stuff, like that it's not our spirit that's in our body, it is our body that is in our spirit. Because when you look at quantum physics, something only becomes you can only view something if there is somebody to view it. Okay, it's called the observer effect. So actually our energy is throughout the entire universe, but when you put your attention on it, that is when you become aware of it. And it's the same for your guides. Okay, so with this in mind, right, to really cement your relationship, treat them like they're your absolute best friends. I mean, I walk down the street, like, you know, talking about the weather to my guides. You know, I walk along the beach because I live by the beach, and you know, it gets me every time. I walk along the beach and I just think, oh my God, how lucky am I? Do you know what I mean? And I'm chatting away to my guides, because you know, we've all got a big team of guides. Every single person ever has got the big team of guides, right? It's not the special people. So I'm walking along the beach, and I'm like, you know, and sometimes I forget that I'm not talking in my head, and I'm having a little chat about how amazing the sea looks, or how it's a little bit cold today, looking like a mad woman walking along the beach talking to nobody. But do you know what? I was told many years ago by somebody that trained me, beautiful lady. She said, my guides are my best friends. I talk to them all the time. Do you know what? You start doing that, and suddenly you feel so deeply connected, so that you're not waiting to go into meditation. And do you know what that does? That actually opens up your mediumship skills, because while you're walking along the road having a little bit of a chat, you can be doing it clairaudiently, right? So you're talking in your head to your guides. You don't need to be seeing them, which means that energetically, right, your energy system, every time you are doing that, is then understanding when your guides are coming close to you, which means that you will not be reliant on your third eye, or your being able to see them in your mind, to know that you have these that you have your guides with you. And that is going to help you with your mediumship, because you will energetically understand that. And then when you start linking to other people in spirit, your energy system, you will from that understand and know your energy system so well that when another energy system becomes close to you or kind of walks past you or whatever it is, your energy system will immediately recognize that, instead of having to be within within a meditation kind of space to having to see them. So you will just instinctively know that you have got your spirit connection. Okay. And that will help with demonstrations. It will help with readings. It helps so much. And the little key thing as well, you have the ability, everyone, right, has the ability to talk to any single person that has ever walked the earth, ever, right? And you know, people say, well, how am I going to practice mediumship when I'm on my own, because I can't verify, right? This is a great tip. This has come from my guides. So connect, ask your guides to bring someone forward that has lived their life on the earth plane and been well known, right? Because the famous people that have walked the earth are quite happy to be connecting with you, because you are not below them. Fame doesn't matter in the spirit world, right? But what it does is it gives you something to verify your information. So, I mean, I've linked so many different people, like famous people that have passed over. And this isn't because I'm special. Everyone can do this, right? So you ask your guys to bring somebody, and do you know what? Like, if you've got Audrey Hepburn stood in the front of your head, like, you're going to be like, oh, when I first started doing it, I got a bit starstruck, if I'm honest, right? And you're going, no, this can't be right. And then you're talking to Princess Diana, and you're talking to like Henry V, and do you know what? It sounds crackers. It's not. It's a brilliant development tool, because what you do, right, is you trust yourself that you have this link, right? You then ask questions. Ask them questions about themselves, right? Get the answers, right? And then go to Google. God bless Google. Who would have thought Google could help with mediumship development training? You go to Google, and then you go and check your answers. Now, sometimes you won't find your answers on Google. It doesn't mean that you've got it wrong, but that might show you that you have misconstrued some information, or you will go, oh, she gave me where she was born, and look at that, I would never have believed it, okay? But when you are doing this, right, it is so important not to get disheartened if you do not see the information that you think that you got from your spirit link. And I will tell you why. Because you cannot get this wrong, in a sense, because, right, when you are gathering information, right, it's going up to the mind, and mind maintenance is another thing that needs to be touched on, right? It goes up to the mind, it gets processed, it then gets delivered to the sitter. So, oh, I've lost my train of thought there. So it gets processed to the, it goes up, it gets processed to the sitter. It was the mind maintenance bit that's kind of lost me. So let's go with the mind maintenance first. The mind is the most important organ, right? Oh, I'm with it now, I've got it. Right, the mind is the most important organ in terms of mediumship. People go on and on about their energy systems, but do you know what? It doesn't matter about your energy system if your mind isn't working in the way that it needs to work, holding concentration, okay? Because if you can't hold concentration, you can't stay on one frequency. If you can't stay on one frequency, you're going to get information from everywhere, okay? So now, in terms of going back to what I was saying, people go on and on about the energy system, right? But you do need to look after the mind first, and that's in my that's in the one-to-one session as well, and the Becoming Super Psychic. But when you are checking your answers, right, it's really important to know that when you're working as a medium or a psychic, that you need to get to the point, right, where if you've processed some information and it's not quite right, that your brain will stop you from blurting it out before before you actually do. And the only way it's going to do that is by understanding when you've got a piece of information that is not correct to the sitter. So when you are training and you're in a safe, this is what I create. I create a very safe space. Get stuff wrong, right? This is what we want, because teaching your energy system when a piece of information quite right vibrationally, okay? And you will only teach your energy that by getting it wrong. So, and as soon as you give due,
we seem to have lost you, Kate. I'm not sure. I mean, I know my end, we're starting to get quite a lot of rain coming in. So I don't know. I think yeah, you back again. Yep.
Your student then understands that getting information not correct is part of the process. But it's a necessary part of the process for development. And as soon as you take away the stress of, it doesn't matter if I get it wrong, because I'm training my brain energetically to understand, then people start to get it, they start to relax, which means that they're going to get more information right anyway. And this is a key part of how I train. And it's really, really important, because I've got to the point now where I've been through all this. I've been through all the pitfalls. I've come up against every single block there is, and it can be quite soul destroying, because this has come from my guides. This isn't something that I was taught, and it's really soul destroying when you go, oh God, I've hit a block, and no, this isn't right, and that isn't right. But actually, what it was doing was laying the groundwork so that before stuff comes out of my mouth, generally I will know whether I am on the right track or not. And I only got that through the experience of getting this wrong. So this training is very much about empowering the mediums. It is not about whether we get stuff right or wrong. It's about empowering mediums to stand into their power, understand themselves, and shine so brightly. And then they can go and teach others to do the same, so that we are collectively raising the consciousness of the planet and stepping into a very 5-dimensional state, because the fifth dimension isn't a place, it's just a state of mind, a state of knowing and being, of there is no time and space in the spirit world. Which brings me, this is the quantum field, which brings me to the last point I was going to make, that I have cut down this training time. I've cut it down to 10 weeks. You will have everything that you could possibly want or need, and know that you can access any information that you would ever want. Now, it seems that this time is quite a short time. Yes, it is. But remember that there is no, time is man-made. This is a spiritual ability. There is no time and space in the spirit world. There is no, we need to be doing this for X amount of time. We just need to address all the elements that we need to address, so that you have everything that you need, you have confidence in what you're doing. And yes, you will still need to practice after the 10 weeks, but you will have everything that you need to up-level your business, to improve your mediumship if you've plateaued, to improve your healing, to add another dimension to your healing, to improve your family life, to improve your money will increase, to improve your family relationships. Yeah, so it's not really as intense as it comes across. There is just so many different blended elements that will absolutely transform your life in a way that is so. This is science. It's not magic, but the way all this is put together, it makes it seem really magical.
Oh, that is absolutely perfect. And I love the fact that it's that immersive 10 weeks, because people want those results. They want to get in, they want to get the results, they want to move on,
Yes.
and they become the
Yes.
testimony to others. Look what results I've
Yes.
got, look at the transformations, and they can go out and build and
Yes.
epiphanize about what
Yeah.
you've taught them, and bring in others to go through the same cycle.
Yeah.
And it's and I think that's the way
Absolutely.
to go, because so many times you think you're on this great long journey, and that's when you get people that are dropping out because they hit the bad
Yeah.
bits, and because it's over a
Yeah.
longer period, they think, oh no, I can't be doing with
Yeah.
that. Whereas if it's intensive, yes, you're going to have those bits that you have to get rid of, the niggles, and get rid of all those little bits they're just in the way, but it's in there, out, quick, done, and you move on and you see the results, and it just sounds absolutely fantastic.
Thank you. I based it on, I put it all together and as super psychic, because I run groups of super psychic, and at the moment the super psychic, I'm changing the structure, is two blocks of 6 weeks, and the results that I've had have been amazing. The one lady is so shy, really struggled with self-confidence. To be honest, she was the one that I perhaps would have thought would have struggled the most. She's actually done 10 weeks. She hasn't finished the last one yet. And she's doing reading. She's got amazing reviews, and you know, it lit me up so much. She messaged me and she just went, "You believed in me, and you know, thank you. I can't believe I've got here," kind of thing. And you know, it made me feel so proud. I was so happy for her, because I knew that the kind of struggles that she'd had, not with mediumship, with other things I knew were going to be holding her back in different ways. But this course is built to be incredibly supportive. You can message me. You've got my full support throughout the 10 weeks. And so, yeah, I decided to kind of put it all in together. So it's one course rather than the two parts of Super Psychic, purely because of the results that I got from Super Psychic. I was just like, I mean, I even the first session, I hold the space and make a point of showing people what they can actually do in the first session. And it blows them away. I'm like, this is the skill that you have. This is because you are a medium. This is because you are a psychic. Look what you can do, you know. And honestly, like, people are just like, at the end of the first session, it's like, oh wow, look what I can do. And I feel so grateful and so humbled to be delivering this. It's just amazing. I'm so happy.
Oh, and it is brilliant. And listeners, as always, we will put the links to everything that Kate offers in the description, so you can go through. And like we said, there's only 4 spaces, so you get in there as quick as you possibly can.
It's actually, I put a post out this morning talking about the 4 spaces that I've got, because when I'm going to be running this sort of back to back, I'm only going to be working with I think it's going to be 4 people at a time, so that they get all of me. You know, I'm fully present energetically, not spreading myself too thin, fully connected with my students. So, and the course is going to be 1997 for the 10 weeks. That does include the wellness stuff, like the vitamin shakes that I take. The price includes those, so that you can, I will give you all of my structure, everything that I do in my day to keep myself spiritually on point. So I've got like a tonic thing that I take, and the wellness shakes. So you can have a look at what I do. I'll give you all of my routines, what I do, and then you can either carry on with what I do, or you can take the bits that work for you and which bits feel, you know, or you can add your own bits in, so that you're really solid in your own spiritual. It's almost like a cocoon when you've got such great great structure around you. And do you know what? There is no like, you can't do this, you can't do that. I still enjoy a gin and tonic. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, let's be so spiritual that we forget that we're human. We're keeping it real. We are absolutely keeping it real. And the first 4 spaces will be the ones that are discounted, because so that I can get the feedback from and it will be discounted to 1299, I think, or 1295, yeah. And that will still include the shakes and all that kind of stuff. So even at the end of the 10 weeks, it's not just going to be your spiritual transformation. Your skin will glow. You'll if you want to lose a few pounds, you can use these shakes for that. Or but you will just be glowing from a spiritual connection, from a deep sense of self, a deep sense of self-trust, and because you'll be absolutely loaded up with vitamins because of this wellness package that goes in with it as well. But yeah, for anybody that would like to take me up on the trialing offer, please message me, because there is only going to be 4 spaces. Okay.
That is brilliant. That really just. Thank you, Kate. And there's one thing I was going to ask you. Little Bird tells me there might be something coming up in the future. Is there anything you can share about your future plans?
Well, I have something in the pipeline, possibly with Serenity Radio, to be doing a little radio show, so that I can reach as many people as possible with my knowledge, so that people can really start digging in, opening up their spiritual abilities, opening up their psychic abilities, so that they're booming in their businesses. They're absolutely connected, so beautifully connected with all of their family, have gorgeous relationships with their daughters, with their mothers, with their sons, with their fathers, so that people are just living this incredibly nourished, fun, exciting, connected, deeply self-trusting life. And I thought, well, what's the best way to reach people? And it's through the medium of radio. So it's in the pipeline that possibly I might be doing a little slot on a radio show, which would be amazing, to be able to really reach more people. Because being able to help inspire people to transform their lives is just it's just incredible for me, and it makes my life a joy, actually. And the people that I've worked with have the most beautiful energy. It's just a real pleasure.
Thank you. And again, I bring up that word synchronicity, because the listeners that follow me, I'm going to be a radio presenter for UK Serenity Radio. My show will be Pearls of Wisdom. Brilliant. So I will be sharing. So that to come in the same sphere, synchronicity, it just, the parallels that I'm seeing, and something I would, and this is a download, because as we both know, I get so many downloads at the minute. The universe suggests things. Because I love our conversation so much, can I invite you, Kate, to a regular once-a-month session for Pearls of Wisdom podcasts, that we can listen to all your knowledge, if your schedule allows? But absolutely. I would love to.
But you know, I would be absolutely honoured. I love coming on. I love speaking to you, and like I said, the listeners that you attract are so warm and beautiful, and so really ready for the next step of how they make their lives happen for them instead of lives happening to them. I would absolutely love to come on once a month, Pearl. Honestly, thank you. It'd be an honour. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. I think I've taken up so much of your time. I would love to say thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to add that you feel that we should share today?
No, I think we've pretty much covered everything in terms of we've done some theory, we've done some offers, and you know, it's just been really good fun. So, the last thing I would say is actually spiritual development should be really good fun, you know, because life should be fun. You should be giggling all the way. You're giggling all the way, like, you know, to psychic development, to the bank, to your business, to your relationships. Yeah, and this has been great fun. My sessions are really good fun, and we should all be standing up and supporting each other shoulder to shoulder, helping us all to get create the best lives that we possibly can. And that's to all business owners, it's to spiritual business owners, it's to healers, it's to everybody. Can I just, the last thing I'd like to say though is that the package that I have, healers that would like to transcend, it is absolutely brilliant for people doing Reiki, or because when you're doing your hands-on healing, a lot of Reikis, a lot of Reiki masters and Reiki healers are getting a lot of messages. They're going, oh, I don't know whether I should be delivering this. Should I do it? Have I got it right? I don't know whether I've got it right, or whether I'm going to upset somebody. And it alleviates all that. You get to add another amazing element to your business. So don't, a lot of healers, because they're such deep empaths, are doubting themselves so much. And this is going to get rid of all your self-doubt. You can have amazing, strong boundaries, and yet still that beautiful, deep nurturing within you. That's what this course will promote too.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, this is phenomenal. And to the listeners, Kate shares so much wonderful knowledge with us. And like you've said, you've heard her say, I've asked her, we're going to have a regular slot once a month that Kate will be able to come back and share her knowledge and ideas and what special offers she's got coming up and everything. So it just leads me to say, thank you. Thank you, Kate. It's been wonderful sharing your knowledge and all the different services you've got coming up. And I can't wait to learn more from you. I really can't.
Thank you, Pearl. And you know, I can't wait to come back. I just love this last hour so much. It feels so nourishing, so healing, so exciting, so fun. Thank you. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you.